Welcome everybody into the campus of Howard Community College here in Columbia, Maryland. We are in the Dragon's Lair this evening for a doubleheader where your Howard Community College Dragons will host both the men and women's Prince George's County Community College Owls. So that is something to look forward to tonight, starting with the first game starting here in about 10 minutes time. I am Matt Trudell. I will be here with you for both games, but let's start by talking about this first game. The Dragons have an opportunity to knock off a nationally ranked team. This Owls team is the number 11 ranked team in Division III in all NJCAA. They come in today with a 12-3 record. They are 6-1 in the conference, and they are 5-1 away from their home gym. They're on a one-game winning streak. They beat Butler County Community College in Pennsylvania 74-51 on Sunday, January 30th. And they are coming off a loss before that, the 28th Friday against CCBC Essex, a 104-55. But CCBC Essex is the number 5 team in the nation in Division II. This Owls team averages 70.7 points per game, but they are very good on defense, only giving up 52.7 points per game. This team, like I said, 12-3 overall, 11th in the nation, Division III. They are a 24.6% three-point shooting team, a 34.4% from the field, and they average 63.5% from the free throw line. This Owls team is coached by Devin May and assisted by Cheyenne Bailey and Kania Coley. The Dragons come into today with a 7-7 record. They, since the last time I talked to you, they lost to Monroe College of Bronx. We were here for that, 59-63, another ranked team. And then they beat the Community College of Beaver County at their arena on the 29th, 70-44. This team is coached by head coach Aaron Barnes, Connor Rice, Chantrell Oliver, and Lamont Vaughn. The Dragons are 3-1 at home. That Bronx game is their only loss so far. They average 59.6 points per game, and they give up 54.4%. This Dragons team is going to want to rebound off of their first home loss of the season, where they took a 20-point lead into halftime and end up losing 63-59 in overtime. The visiting Owls leading scorer, they have 3 players in double digits, starting with Janiyah Williams, 16.3 points per game, Vanessa Schwartzman, 15.6 points per game, and Tori Tolson, 14.6. The Dragons are led by Corey People, 21.7 points per game, Kalani Corcoran, 8.2 points per game, and then Madison Carey, 6.5 points per game. As I said, Dragons on a one-game win streak, much like this Owls team, looking to improve to 8-7 on the year. They are 2-0 in the conference, looking to remain undefeated and knock off this very tough Owls team in this gym tonight. Not a far drive from Prince George's County, and spectators are allowed back in the building for this game, so it will be interesting to see how the fan turnout is for tonight's game. Let's get into starters for your visiting Prince George's Community College Owls. Starting, number 1, a freshman guard/forward, Janiyah Williams. Number 5, a freshman guard, Vanessa Schwartzman. Number 23, a freshman guard/forward, Tori Tolson. Number 20, a freshman guard/forward, Alicia Jones. And number 22, a freshman guard, Maya Yearwood. The Dragons are going to start tonight's game with number 2, Corey People, guard. Number 15, Kalani Corcoran, guard. Number 21, Madison Carey, forward/guard. Number 1, Tasia Goodman, guard. And number 32, forward, India Young. Like I said, I am Matt Trudell. I'm here with you for both games. We have about 2 minutes left until they're going to do starting lineups and the national anthem here. So I'm going to step away and we'll be back for the tip-off of this ball game. All right, we are back here in Columbia. Both teams getting some final words from their coaches, and they will get ready to take the court to start off tonight's doubleheader here in Columbia. It is 5:01, and the Owls and Dragons are going to take the court at the same time for the opening for the opening tip-off. I think it will be Kalani Corcoran, and she will go up against number 1, Janiyah Williams. Again, the Dragons have a second straight opportunity at home to try and knock off a top-ranked program in the nation. And the music stops, and we are underway. The tip-off goes to Tasia Goodman, and the Dragons will have the first possession of the game. Goodman setting up the offense. Gets it over to Carey. Carey gets it to Young. A little bit of a wild pass, but Goodman gets it back, thinks about shooting a three, and she loses control of it. It goes out of bounds. So a turnover to start off the night for the Dragons. The Owls will now have their first possession, a chance to put on the first points on the board. Janiyah Williams gets the inbound from her teammate, Ramaya Yearwood, and Corey People steals the ball, but it goes out of bounds. So steals it, but dribbles it out of bounds, so it will stay the Owls' ball, but good defense on the first possession of the game for the Dragons. Now, Schwartzman's going to inbound the ball, gets it to her teammate Williams, and Williams gets over to Schwartzman. Now, Yearwood. Williams was going to fire the three, a little too strong. It's rebounded by Tolson, who gets it out to Williams. Williams is going to drive, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Janiyah Williams. That is a charge. Excellent defense by India Young to draw that foul. All right, Corcoran gets the inbound from Young. Young's going to get it back, throws it all the way up to Tasia Goodman. Goodman's going to take on her defender, throws it up off the backboard, misses it, battle for the rebound, and Janiyah Williams comes down with it for the Owls, and she will lead her team the other way. Now gets it over to Jones. Jones going to drive baseline, throws it up, misses it, and then it's going to get knocked out of bounds by Janiyah Williams. And will stay for the Dragons. Dragons will take over possession. India Young gets it into Corcoran. Corcoran gets it to Tasia Goodman. They beat the press easily. Carey on the other end gets blocked, but they call a foul. Madison Carey gets fouled. She will go to line for the first free throws of the game. Foul is going to be called on number 23. So first foul will go to Tori Tolson, the third leading scorer on this team. Carey coming back from injury. She's a 48% free throw shooter coming into today. Makes the first free throw, first points on the board tonight, and they are for the Dragons. Carey misses the second one. Janiyah Williams comes down with the rebound for the Owls, and she's heading the other way. 1-0 here, 8:47 left in the first quarter. Williams taps it back to Tolson, and now the Dragons running some zone. Janiyah Williams for three, and the Owls hit their first shot of the night and take a 2-point lead. It's a two-pointer, not a three-pointer. So they're going to reset. Owls going to have a full court press. Corcoran gets it over to Young. Young gets it to Carey. Carey needs some help, throws it over to Corcoran. Corcoran gets it over the line, dribbles around her defender, gets it to Corey People. Now Tasia Goodman at the top of the points, going to reset, gets it to Carey. Now India Young back to Goodman. Goodman open for two, and she hits that one 3-2. 8:11 left in the first quarter. Nice basket, getting the open shot. Dragons doing an excellent job on that offensive possession. Now Schwartzman gets it over to her teammate Jones. Williams getting defended by Corcoran, hand in her face, misses it short, rebounded by India Young. She's going to get to Tasia Goodman. Goodman's going to slow it down once she gets across the line. And Coach Barnes is going to call a play. Now India Young going to drive up the middle. She gets a... They're going to call a jump ball. It is going to be Owls' ball. India Young drives at the middle, runs into some tough defense, and the Owls make an excellent defensive play. Now on the other end, Ramaya Yearwood's going to bring the ball up the court. Dragons let her go, no pressure. Hands it off to Tolson. Tolson on the side right in front of Corcoran, knocks the pass down. It ends up in Jones' hand. Jones splits the defense, and they're going to call a foul. Coach Barnes not happy about it. The foul is going to be on Tasia Goodman.
Foul the Dragons number 1, Tasia Goodman, her first, team first.
So it would be baseline possession for the Owls. Tolson throws it away, but Williams ends up getting it. She throws it away. Tasia Goodman ends up with it. Good heads-up play by Tasia Goodman. Now she has the ball. She's going to slow it down. Gets it to India Young. Now Carey. Carey needs some help. Throws it over to Corcoran. Corcoran over to Goodman. Goodman, extra pass to Young, and Young is going to be called for a travel. So it'll be Owls ball. That's another turnover for the Dragons. That is their 4th turnover already in this first quarter. 6:57 left on the first quarter clock. And Dragons are not going to run the press again. Now Tolson gets the inbound from Williams, and the Owls are going to run their offense with Williams off the ball. Corey People smacks the pass away out of Schwartzman's hand. It will remain Owls ball, but excellent defense by Corey People here early in this first quarter. Dragons 2-3 zone defense. Jones gets it into Williams, out to Tolson. Tolson bounces it baseline to Jones. Jones brings it out, and now Williams will slow it down at the point. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, taking their time. Williams loses the ball. People steals it, and she dribbles it out of bounds off the referee. So a turnover. It will be Owls ball, but Corey People active on the defensive side so far. Missed opportunity there for some fast break points. Williams gets it into Jones. Jones now has the ball, gets it over to Schwartzman. Schwartzman's going to fire a baseline 3. Misses it. Battle for the rebound goes to Madison Carey. She gets it over to Corcoran, and the Dragons get it across the line. 26 seconds left on the shot clock. Bounce over to Tasia Goodman. Goodman looking for some help. Gets it to Carey. Carey over to Young. Now Goodman for 3. Wide open. Left alone. Misses it. Rebounded by Kalani Corcoran. She's going to take it. Gets it out to Carey. Carey steps out to Goodman, who was open for 3, hesitates, steps in for a 2, and she hits that one. Excellent shot by Tasia Goodman. Passed up the 3, but extends the Dragons' lead to 3 points. 5-2 is the score. 5:41 left in the first half. Dragons still going to stick with this zone defense. Been working pretty good against this Owls team. Good play by Tasia Goodman. Corey People now on the other end. Fast break, misses it. India Young cleans it up with the offensive board. Tasia Goodman is injured, though. They might have to call a timeout. Jones now gets it up to Schwartzman. Over to Williams. Williams going to turn around for 3. Misses it. Rebounded by Tolson, who gets it out to Jones. Jones will fire off a 3. Misses everything out of bounds, and it will be Dragons ball. Tasia Goodman is going to have to come out of this game, and Sarah Deese will be the first substitution for either side today. So Tasia Goodman's going to get some care by the training staff, and Sarah Deese will come in, get her first minutes. India Young gets it into Corcoran. Now Young gets it back. She's going to throw it over to Corcoran. Corcoran back to Young. Young up to Carey. Carey's going to drive baseline. Gets it on the other side. Deese open. Good job by Carey bringing that extra defender, and they left Deese wide open on the opposite side of the basket. Now Williams steps in for a 2-point jumper, misses it, misses everything, rebounded by Corcoran. And now the Dragons up 9-2. Go bring the ball. Corcoran looking for some help, gets it over to Sarah Deese. Now to Young. Young wants to get it inside to Carey, but she's going to get it to People. People's going to step in, 2-point jumper, misses it. And it is battled for the ball. Kalani Corcoran ends up with it, gets it out to Corey People. Now Corcoran inside to Carey. Carey has to get it up, throws it up, misses, rebounded by Jones, and they call a shot clock violation. So it'll be Owls ball coming into the game. Number 10, Kelsey Valère, will come in for Schwartzman. So the Owls have their first substitution of the game. Jones now brings it up for the Owls. Gets it across. Dragons still running the same defense. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Valère now Tolson. Tolson pump fakes. Then it's an offensive foul called on Tolson. Dragons are playing excellent defense in this first quarter, and Schwartzman, a short break, is going to come into the game for Tolson. Tolson already with 2 fouls here in the first quarter, so she will probably spend a decent amount of time on the bench. India Young gets it into Corcoran. Corcoran up to Deese. Deese is going to get it over the line, no problem. Slows it down. Out to Corcoran, who gets it over to Young. And now Corcoran's going to reset at the point. Deese over to Young. Young wants to get inside, but she gets it to Corey People. Corey People's going to move to her right, kicks out to Corcoran. Corcoran for 3, misses it. Battle for the rebound. It's out of bounds, but saved by the Owls and Schwartzman. Now Williams heading the other way for the Owls. She gets it over to Jones. Jones gets blocked by Kalani Corcoran, and now heading the other way is Corey People up a pass from Sarah Deese. Corey People slows it down, gets it to Sarah Deese. Deese picks up her dribble, gets it into Carey. Carey's getting cramped, gets it over to Young. Young's going to move to her right, pick up her dribble. It's airmailed, and Alicia Jones steals the ball. Now it's stolen away by the Dragons. It looks like the Dragons got away with the kickball, and Corey People gets it, settles it down for the Dragons. 25 seconds left on the shot clock, under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Deese now with the ball right in front of PG's coaching staff. Now India Young drives, spins around, throws up a shot off the backboard. Miss, battled for the rebound, and it drops into the hands of Ramaya Yearwood. Yearwood going to try and split the defense. She goes all the way and gets an easy layup. Excellent job. A 30-second timeout is called by Coach Barnes and the Dragons. 2:35 left in the first quarter. 9-4 lead. Dragons up. All right, back here in the Dragons' lair, Quatasia Johnson's going to come into the game for Kalani Corcoran for the Dragons. No changes coming out of the timeout for this Owls team. Owls are down 5 here, still in the first quarter. Johnson gets the inbound, bounces over to Young, now up to Carey. Carey into Young. Young up to Carey, just with the second in time. Now Johnson running point, gets it to Deese. Deese, 11 seconds on the shot clock. Sarah Deese needs some help. Gets it over to Young, gets it to People. People's going to need to fire up a shot. And they call, it's out of bounds off of the Owls. There's going to be 2 seconds left on the shot clock. So Dragons need to find a way to get at least somewhat of an open shot. India Young will look to inbound the ball. And she gets it into Carey. Carey's going to throw it up. Misses a shot, but rebounded by Young. She misses it. It's rebounded by Schwartzman. So unfortunate, a second chance opportunity not calculated on. And now on the other end, Yearwood throws her pass out of bounds. She drove baseline and lost control of the ball as she turned around to throw it. And it goes out of bounds. Another turnover. That is the 8th turnover by the Owls here in the first quarter. And we are under 2 minutes left. Sarah Deese now with the ball. Up to Carey. Carey gets it over to Corey People. Corey People dribbles behind her back, throws it up. She gets fouled, so she will go to the line for 2. And that foul is going to be on number 20, Alicia Jones. Her first foul.
Number 20, Alicia Jones, her first, team's fourth. At the
A
line,
decent
shooting two,
turnout
Corey
so
People.
far for the first game here. Corey People, first free throw is up and in. Again, she averages 21.7 points per game. She's a 79.5% free throw shooter, so practically 80%. Tasia Goodman still getting worked on by the training staff. Corey People makes both of them 11-4. 144. Janiah Williams passes it back to her teammate Yearwood, and Yearwood gets it over Schwartzman. He's going to fire off a three, misses it, rebounded by Corey People, and she's going to slow it down. Sarah Deese now gets it at the point. Sarah Deese picks up her dribble, gets it into Carey. Carey's going to drive, throws it up, misses it, but she is fouled. So she will go to the line for 2 free throws. And the foul is going to be on number 1, Janiah Williams. That is her second foul.
Number 1, Janiah Williams, her second, team 6. At the line, shooting two, Madison
Again, Carey, a
Taylor.
48% free throw shooter coming into today's game. The lefty misses the first one. All right, Carey now. Second shot is up and in. Lillian Eldridge is going to come into the game. She's going to come in for India Young. She's going to get her first minutes of the game. Tasia Goodman got some kinesio tape on her shoulder. We'll see if she'll be ready to come back into this game at some point. Janiah Williams will dribble it across the line for the Owls. It is 1 minute and counting left in the first quarter. Driving baseline is Yearwood. She misses everything. Jones ends up with it, goes back to Schwartzman. And now Williams, no reset, so there's 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Williams gets it over to Valle, who's open for 3. She misses it. Lillian Eldridge ends up with the rebound, and she pulls it down. Now Carey, and she gets recovered by Deese. Deese gets it across the line. 36 seconds left in the first quarter. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Eldridge now. Now Deese. Deese gets it smacked away, but Johnson saves her. Now Deese, they have to drive, bounces out to Eldridge. Eldridge is going to fire off a 3, misses it, and a foul is going to be called on Quatasia Johnson. It's her first foul.
Quatasia Johnson, her first, team second.
And now Williams with the ball, 16 seconds. She runs it across the line, a little bit of pressure. Now over to Yearwood. Yearwood drives baseline. Nice take by Ramaya Yearwood. And now Deese, 5 seconds left. 3, 2, and that will be the end of the first quarter here in Columbia. Dragons are up 6 points. We will be back at the start of the second quarter. Back with you here in Columbia. Let's go over some first quarter stats. Both teams shooting under 30%. Dragons leading the way 28.6% from the field. They're 66.7% from the free throw line, 4 of 6. The PG County Owls, 21.4%, 3 of 14 from the field. and they have yet to shoot a free throw. Both teams have missed all threes in this game. PG County 0 for 5, Dragons just 0 for 2. We are starting the second quarter right now. Lillian Eldridge gets it in to Sarah Deese. We're going to go with the same 5 that were on the court for both teams to end out the first quarter. India Young picks up her dribble, gets it over to Corey People. Corey People moves to her right, throws it all the way over to Sarah Deese, who gets the extra pass to Eldridge. Eldridge bounces it in, but it's a little too crazy, but India Young saves it. Sarah Deese for 3, and she hits it. Big time 3, first 3 made of the game. Sarah Deese gets on the board. Now on the other end. Oh, we are going to stop play. The ref thought that Schwartzman had an earring in that she did not. Tasia Goodman coming in for Lillian Eldridge. Good to see her back in the game. And now Schwartzman's going to have to inbound the ball to her teammate, Ramaya Yearwood. Now Schwartzman gets it inside, tipped away by Sarah Deese, and Johnson comes down with the ball for the Dragons. And now Tasia Goodman. So turnover coming fresh off of that. If you're the coaching staff of the Owls, you might not be happy with that inadvertent stop. Now Johnson, Young loses control of the ball. She gets it back. Now Goodman, 10 seconds left. Goodman's going to drive. Throws up a floater off the backboard, misses it, rebounded by Corey People. Corey People puts it back up, misses that, and it's rebounded by Williams of the Owls. Williams going to bring it up. She's going to drive baseline, loses control of it, and it is out of bounds. Oh, no, they're going to call an offensive foul. So that is the 3rd foul in Jemiah Williams. A rough first half for the leading scorer of this Owls team. So in the game for her comes Tolson, who's in a bit of foul trouble herself. And now India Young with the ball gets it to Johnson. Carey and Corcoran going to come back in this game. Sarah Deese gets a cross-court pass. She's going to miss everything, but rebounded by Johnson, who gets it to Goodman. Extra pass to People. People for 3, and she makes that one. It is a 12-point lead by the Dragons here in the second quarter, which so far this season, it has been the best quarter for the Dragons. A missed 3 on the other end by Schwartzman, but the Owls get the offensive rebound. Now Schwartzman all the way over to Valaire. Now over to Schwartzman, open for 3, and she makes that one. So the first 3 made by the Owls. Now Goodman with the ball for the Dragons. 9-point lead. India Young over to Johnson. Johnson gets it to Deese. Deese throws it all the way over to Goodman, left alone for 3. Misses it, and it's rebounded by the Owls, who step out of bounds. So the Dragons, if Valaire would have just let it go out of bounds, it would have been the Owls' ball, but they bail out the Dragons. Sarah Deese is going to take a seat on the bench, so is Quatasia Johnson. Corcoran and Carey come back in. Good minutes played by both of them, including a 3 made by Sarah Deese. And now Corcoran going to inbound the ball. She has to throw it all the way out to Carey. Carey gets it over to Goodman. Goodman loses the ball, and it ends up in the hands of Tolson. Tolson's going to bring it up for the Owls. Slows it down, pops a 2-point jumper, misses it, and rebounded by India Young. Very quick offense. She did have an open shot, though, but it's a tough one in transition. Tasia Goodman over to Corcoran. Corcoran thought about it. She's going to get over to Young. Young gets it out to People. People going to drive. Throws it up. A wild shot. Misses it. Schwartzman with the rebound to head the other way for the Owls. Now over to Tolson. Now to Schwartzman. Schwartzman deep 3. And she hits that one. Good shot, 18-12, 6-point lead by the Dragons. Dragons would like a basket on this possession. Now Goodman gets it over to Carey. Now India Young back to Goodman. Goodman gets it stolen away on the bounce pass. Schwartzman now with the ball. Gets it over to Valaire. Valaire's going to fire off a three, miss everything. It's tapped in, and now stolen away by Dragons. Excellent defensive play by Corey People, and Goodman heading the other way. Goodman needs some movement from her teammates. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Now Young gets it to Tasia Goodman. Now Carey. Carey over to Corcoran. Corcoran's going to shoot a three. Misses it, and it is rebounded by the Owls and Valaire. A little bit of a scoring drought right now by the Dragons. Schwartzman picks up her dribble, gets it over to Jones. Jones steps in, 2-point jumper missed. And it goes out of bounds. It will be Dragons ball. In the game for the Dragons will Sarah Deese and Johnson come in for India Young and Tasia Goodman. I'm sorry, Corey People. So Corey People will get a rest. 5:41 left in the first half. Dragons nursing a 6-point lead. Tasia Goodman gets the inbound from Corcoran. Coach Barnes calls out a play. Now Sarah Deese gets the ball. Over to Goodman. Now Corcoran inside to Johnson. Johnson gets blocked, but they are going to call a foul on Tolson. That will be her third foul. And the Owls have two players in foul trouble in the first half. Johnson comes into today's game a 50% free throw shooter, averaged 2.7 points per game. First free throw made. Misses the second one, the battle for the rebound, but they're going to call a foul on Kalani Corcoran. Probably the right decision right there. Got a little bit of leverage on the rebound. And the ball is inbound. Owls now with the ball. Yearwood gets it up to Schwartzman. Schwartzman, the hot hand right now for the Owls, gets it smacked away by Deese. What an excellent steal by Sarah Deese, who gets it up to Tasia Goodman. Goodman's going to slow it down and reset the offense. Excellent defense so far in the first half by the Dragons. Deese gets the pass from Goodman. Deese over to Johnson. Johnson deep two. Misses it. Battle for the rebound. And it's saved by the Owls and Yearwood, who gets it into Valaire. Valaire heading down. She's going to back it out and gets it over to Yearwood, and they're going to reset their offense. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. 4:42 and counting left in this first half. Yearwood gets it smacked away by Goodman. They're battling on the ground for it. A jump ball, a quick jump ball call. And it will stay with the Owls. That was a very quick jump ball called. No harm, no foul. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Tolson looking to inbound it for the Owls. She needs help from her team. Gets it to Schwartzman, and she gets the pass back. Goes post, and she loses the ball to Madison Carey. Now Tasia Goodman gets it across the line. Corcoran with the ball, gets it inside to Johnson. Johnson throws it away, stolen away by Tolson. Now heading the other way for the Owls. Tolson's going to take it all the way, and she gets fouled, so she will go to the line for 2 free throws. The foul is going to be called, I believe, on Tasia Goodman. Oh, nope, it's going to be called on Sarah Deese. Tolson going to the line. 74% free throw percentage, and looking for her first points. First one, up and in. Second free throw. Up and in, both good for Tolson. She gets her first 2 points of the game. And now it is a 5-point lead by the Dragons. Sarah Deese gets the pass from Goodman. Now Corcoran with the ball over to Deese. Inside to Carey. Carey's good drive. Throws up a shot. Misses it. Gets her own rebound. Good offensive rebound and putback by Madison Carey. Looks like she might have hit her face on the ground. She's a little slow getting up. Now Tolson. And they're going to call a foul on Quatasia Johnson. It looked like it was a travel or an offensive foul. Johnson and Carey come out of the game for Eldridge and Young. Dragons staying fresh in this first half with the rotation, knowing that they have a deeper team than this Owls team. Coach Barnes calling a good game from substitution standpoint so far. Tolson looking to inbound it. She has to throw it all the way out to Valaire. Valaire now gets it over to Tolson. Tolson going to kick it out to Schwartzman, who gets it back to Tolson. Now Valaire open for three on the left side. Misses that. Battle for the rebound. Eldridge, now it ends up in Sarah Deese's hand. And the Dragons, excellent job rebounding the ball today so far. They are out rebounding 19-16. But a lot of offensive ones. Lillian Eldridge can't handle the pass from her teammate. Now Yearwood heading down by herself and gets the easy layup. And just like that, 21-16 is the score. Tasia Goodman now. Over to Corcoran. Inside to Young. Young's going to turn around jumper. In and out. And it's rebounded by the Owls. Yearwood hands it off to Schwartzman. Now Tolson open for three. She shoots it. Misses it. Rebounded by Goodman. And now Goodman heading the other way. Gets around her defender. She's going to slow it down. Gets it out to Deese. Extra pass to Eldridge. Now to Corcoran. Corcoran drives baseline. Reverse layup. Misses it. India Young with the rebound. Nice move by India Young. She misses it. Corcoran gets the rebound. Puts it back up. Excellent offensive rebounding. And the Dragons put it in. They are going to look to, in the second half, making those offensive possessions a little cleaner when they get the offensive rebound. But they got the points. Schwartzman for three on the other end. Misses it. Rebounded by Corcoran. And now Goodman with the ball. We have 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in this first half. Dragons up. India Young gets called for a travel. Madison Carey's going to come into the game for India Young. Owls now with the ball. Gets it to Ramaya Yearwood. Under 2 minutes left. Valaire shoots a three. In and out. Rebounded by Eldridge, and they're going to push it the other way. She's going to slow it down. Gets it back to Goodman, and they're going to call an over and back. Just a very sloppy possession by the Dragons, handing the ball off once you get across the line. Corey People will come in for Lillian Eldridge. Tolson now going to inbound the ball to Yearwood. Yearwood gets over Tolson. Tolson's going to drive baseline. Gets away with a little bit of a push-off, and then she airmails it, and Corey People steals it. What a heads-up play. Valaire was going to let it be a backcourt violation. Corey People gets the easy basket. 25-16, 9-point lead. 1:15 and counting left in this first half. Schwartzman's going to fire up a deep three, misses it. The battle for the rebound goes out of bounds off the out. No, it's going to be off of the Dragons, so it's going to stay Owls ball. Yearwood looking to inbound. It gets it to Tolson. Tolson's going to bring it to the center of the court, look for some help. Bounces it over to Valaire. Valaire picks it up, gets it stolen away by Corey People, and then she's going to get fouled. Corey People, a steal machine in this first half.
The Owls, number 10, Kelsey Valaire. Her first team serve.
Dragons have 9 steals in the first half. Corcoran is going to have the ball. Inbounds it to Tasia Goodman, and we are exactly at 1 minute left in this first half. Dragons up 9. Once it stretches to double digits, throws it down to Corcoran. Corcoran bounces it down inside to Carey. Carey, easy basket. Good pump fake and gets the defender in the air and then has an easy layup after that. 27-16, 11-point lead. Schwartzman now with the ball, gets it over to Jones. Jones picks up, gets it smacked away, and Carey ends up with the steal, and she gets fouled. That's going to be on number 20, Alicia Jones. That will be her second foul. And a lot of fouls for the Owls here. Dragons will essentially have the last shot. There's a 0.6 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Deese now with the ball, over to Goodman. Deese over to Corey People. Corey People's going to drive, kicks it out to Deese. Deese thought about the three, extra pass to Goodman for an open three, and she hits it. What a shot, 30-16, 4 seconds left. Yearwood has to bring it up 2-1, and that is it. She does not get the shot off, and your first half ends with a 14-point lead by the Dragons. An excellent way to end the first half on an offensive three by Tasia Goodman. 30-16. We will be back shortly with some first half stats. Nat Trudell back here at halftime with Coach Rice. Coach, offensive rebounds and defense was the story of the first half. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's one of our biggest emphasis game planning wise is that this team wants to rebound, so all 5 of us got to be ready to just crash the boards, be aggressive, be aware of what they want to do. But overall, defensively, I feel like every time I talk to you, we have this lead in the first half, and it all goes wrong in the second half. So I'm just going to, you know what? Maybe we got to come out early and warm up in the second half before that. Maybe we just got to change up something at halftime. Every time I talk to you, we have a great first half and it goes wrong. I hope it goes better today, though.
So what do you tell your team at half to improve on your second half?
I think there's a lot. I know we have a good lead, but I think there's just things cleaning up execution-wise, right? I think we're still understanding. We're like a second late, trying to understand like maybe we're not blasting enough. I think just overall, we got to execute a little bit better, slow down a second. But I think overall, a good first half. I think just cleaning up our game plan. You know, getting when we drive, looking at the second side of the floor, blasting to the high post. I think we're just like a step slow on these things, but hey, execute, read the floor. I think we'd have a better second half than hopefully these last 2 games.
And you had some good rotation from your players. We're able to get a lot of players off the bench. You're slightly deeper than this PG. How important is that?
Yeah, I mean, we want to get up and down the floor. We're trying to really be active defensively, rebounding. The more fresh legs we can get, the better. They have a little bit of foul trouble right now, so I think continuing to attack, bringing in as many as we can, and they can all contribute, which is huge. I think understanding like the team's going to succeed if we're all moving the ball. It's fun to play that way, right? So I think it's obviously a very big help to have many people who can come off in a second. They can adjust real well, so it's obviously a big help there.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, we will be back here in Columbia. 30-16 is the score at half. All right, Matt Trudell back with you here for some halftime stats. We will do team stats first. Both teams, the Dragons 11 of 32 for 34.4% in the first half to 6 of 26, 23.1% for the Owls. The Owls are 2 of 14 from three-point range for 14.3%. The Dragons are 3 of 8 for 37.5. The Owls are 2 of 2 for 100% from free throws. Dragons 5 of 8, 62.5. Dragons are leading the turnover battle 15 to 12. They have 14 points off turnover compared to only 4 by the Owls. So that's a big difference in the game right now. Dragons are also out rebounding 25 to 18, including 10 to 5 in offensive rebounds. Dragons are out assisting 6 to 3. They have 1 block to 0, 11 steals in the first half to 6. Bench points 6 to nothing. Second chance points 11 to 3. Points in the paint 12 to 6. All of those in favor to the Dragons. 6 to 2 in fast break points. Individually, the leading scorers of the Owls are number 5, Vanessa Schwartzman. She's 2 of 7 from the field, but hit 2 big threes to kind of stop the Dragons from extending a lead in the first half. And then also Ramaya Yearwood, 6 points, 3 steals. So those are the 2 leading scorers for the Owls in the first half. For the Dragons, Tasia Goodman and Corey People, both 7 points apiece. Corey People, steal machine in the first half. 5 steals, 2 rebounds. And Tasia Goodman, 7 points, 2 steals, 1 assist, and 1 rebound. So let's also go over foul issues because the Owls are coming into the second half with a much shorter roster than the Dragons. Not much, but a shorter roster than the Dragons, and they already have 2 players with 3 fouls, Tori Tolson and Janiyah Williams. They also have Alicia Jones has 2 fouls herself, so all 3 of those. The Dragons only have 1 player with 2 fouls. That's Quatasia Johnson. Everybody else has either 0 or 1. Tasia Goodman, Kalani Corcoran, and Sarah Deese all have 1 foul apiece. We are 3 minutes away from the start of the second half. I will be with you for the start of the second half, but we'll be back. right, back with you here in Columbia. Both teams are heading out onto the court. The Owls will start with the the Dragons will start with the opening possession of the second half. Corcoran will look to inbound it to Goodman. Both teams start the second half with their starters on the court. Goodman gets it over to Carey. Back to Young inside to Carey. Excellent pass. She misses, but good job by India Young stealing the ball from Janiah Williams. Misses the putback, and then Janiah Williams is able to save it after the India Young miss. So now Williams with the ball, 3 fouls. So we need to watch her and Tolson. Now Yearwood gets it over to Schwartzman. Schwartzman misses the 3, and it is rebounded. Same team. Corey People ends up with it. And they call a travel on Corey People. So a turnover by the Dragons. Schwartzman now looks to inbound the ball, gets it to Williams. Williams gonna move to her left, shoots a 3, misses it. It's rebounded by India Young. She's gonna get trapped, but she gets it to Corcoran. Corcoran gets it up to Goodman, and the Dragons now heading. Goodman's gonna stop, pop a 2-point shot, makes it. Excellent shot, and Goodman ends the scoring for the Dragons in the first half and gets the first points of the second half. Now Williams, and they are gonna call an offensive foul on Williams. That is number 4 on her. There's a discussion between refs. They might change this call. So they're going to call an inadvertent whistle. They're going to call an inadvertent whistle. Now there's a discussion. There is always some discussions about whether it's a block or a charge. That was a textbook charge. They're going to give the ball to the Owls. We're going to have a pause for a second. All right, so it will be Owls' ball. Now 22 seconds on the shot clock. Tolson looks to inbound it, gets it into Williams. Williams gets it stolen away, so the basketball gods give it back to the Dragons. And now Tasia Goodman gets it over to Carey. Carey throws it over to Goodman. Goodman's going to drive baseline, gets it to Corcoran. A little too tough, but then back to Goodman. Goodman for 2. Misses it, rebounded by Madison Carey. She throws it out to Young, who gets it to Goodman, and they're going to slow it down. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Now Carey over to Young. Young steps in, gets it knocked away, and Corey People somehow ends up with it, gets it to Corcoran. Corcoran drives baseline and hits the shot. What a nice baseline floater by Corey People. I'm sorry, not Corey People, Kalani Corcoran. 8 minutes left in this third quarter. Dragons up pretty decent right now. Has a chance to make it a 20-point lead on next possession. They get a nice defensive stop. Corcoran ends up with the ball. And now Tasia Goodman going to run point for her team. Goodman gets it to Corcoran. Corcoran gets a pick. She's going to split the defense. Throws up a wild floater. It got smacked partially out of her hand, so she had to make up for it on the run. And now Yearwood gets the inbound pass. She's going to bring it up. She's going to get a pick from Schwartzman. They're going to switch Corey People. Now she's going to take it baseline. And the Dragons need to do better defensively on that one. Calling out picks. Now Tasia Goodman. with the ball. 2-3 zone defense. Oh, turning into now Corcoran. Corcoran moves left, throws it over to Goodman. Open for three. She couldn't handle the pass. And now battle for the ball. Williams ends up with it with the steal. She's taken on 2 defenders, misses the shot. It's rebounded by Jones, and she gets the cleanup. And a timeout, a full timeout is called by Coach Barnes. We're going to step away. 14-point lead by the Dragons, 6:55 left in the third quarter. We'll be back. All right, we're back. Owls are back out on the court. Went on a little bit of a run. It was a 14-point lead at halftime for the Dragons. They pushed it all the way out to a 19-point lead. But now it's back to 14. It will be Dragons ball coming out of this timeout. Corcoran will inbound it to Goodman, and we are back underway. Quatasia Johnson comes into this game for India Young. Now Madison Carey gets it. Now it's stolen away, so the Owls heading the other way. Alicia Jones taking on everybody. And they call a foul on Tasia Goodman, so 2 free throws are coming Jones' way. She's a 62% free throw shooter, the 4th leading scorer on this team, 8.6 points per game. First free throw is good for Jones. Second one is up. Misses that one too strong. Johnson with the rebound. Gets it up to Goodman, and now the Dragons are going to slow it down right in front of their coach. Goodman's going to bring it to the point. Gets it back to Corcoran. 13-point lead. Goodman gets it smacked. Oh, I'm sorry. Corcoran on the pass to Goodman gets it smacked out of bounds, so it will still be Dragons ball. Now Corcoran gets it into Goodman. Back underway, 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Corcoran bounces into Carey. Carey's good to go. Kicks it out to Goodman. Goodman for 3. She hits that one. What a big 3 by Tasia Goodman. Tasia Goodman having a heck of a game so far today. Yearwood now gets it into Williams. Williams gets it baseline to Schwartzman. She tosses it back out to Jones. Jones is good drive. Miss it. Gets her own rebound. Now out to Tolson. Tolson gets it to Williams. Williams gets the easy basket in the lane. Goodman now. Goodman now gets it over to Corcoran. Down low to Quatasia Johnson. Misses it on the pass. Schwartzman gets the steal for the Owls. She's going to bring it up, gets it over to Jones. Jones going to drive baseline, misses the layup. Williams ends up with it, gets it to Schwartzman. Now Jones misses that, tapped out, and Madison Carey is able to get the ball, calm it down, and the Dragons are heading the other way. Goodman now with the ball, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. We have 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Johnson Over to Goodman. Goodman cannot handle the pass, but she's able to regain control, gets it down low to Carey, and they call travel with Madison Carey. Sarah Deese is going to come in for Tasia Goodman. And we're back underway. Yearwood with the ball. Gets it over to Williams. Williams turnaround jumper. She makes that one. 37-23 is the score. Sarah Deese gets the inbound. She's going to run the point position now with Goodman. Deese over to Corcoran. Corcoran thought about the three. Bounces it down. Nice pass. Missed shot by Johnson. Battle for the rebound. It's gathered by Yearwood of the Owls and now heading the other way. Excellent pass by Corcoran, though. Unfortunate to miss that shot. Now inside to Tolson. Tolson, good to drive. Throws it, misses it, but Williams misses her shot and then rebounded. Now battle for the ball again. Sarah Deese ends up now Jones. Now Williams still battle for the ball, and Corey People ends up with it, and she's going to take it all the way and get a patented Corey Peoples open layup. Good way to stick with it for the Dragons. It was a situation where people were battling for possession of the ball, and the Dragons come down with it. Corey People gets an easy two-point basket, kind of stops the bleeding. Schwartzman now throws up a floater in the lane, misses it. It's rebounded by Johnson, and now Corcoran. Up to Sarah Deese, and Deese is going to calm it down. India Young's going to come back into this game for the Dragons. It looks like Valaire's going to come back into the game for the Owls. Corey People gets the ball. She's going to drive baseline and pull up for a jumper. Miss, but Corcoran gets it on the other side of the basket. Heads up play by Corcoran. 41-25 is the score. 3:14 left. A timeout is called by the Owls. It's a full timeout, so 41-25. We're going to step away. 3:11 left in the third quarter. All right, we're back here in Columbia. Dragons back out on the court. Coach May for the Owls still coaching his team up. And now they join. It'll be Valaire, Williams, Yearwood, Schwartzman, and Tolson going up against Deese, Johnson, Corcoran, Young, and People. Young comes into the game for Madison Carey. And it will be Owls ball. Yearwood gets the inbound, 25 seconds left on the shot clock. Yearwood gets it smacked away on the pass, but she's able to get it back after Schwartzman. Schwartzman now left alone for three. She misses it, rebounded by Johnson. She slows it down, gets it to Corcoran, and they're going to push it up the court. Corcoran gets it all the way up to Corey People. Corey People throws it over to Deese. Now to People. People for three, baseline three, misses it. Corcoran gets the rebound. She throws it down low to Young. Young's going to turn around. A little bit of contact, misses the shot, and they're going to call a jump ball. It will be Owls ball. So this is the third jump ball of the game. All three of them go in favor of the Owls. But a heck of a job by India Young trying to battle for it and not making it easy for the Owls. Now Yearwood with the ball gets it over. Dragons. Now Valaire. Inside to Williams. Williams gets a little bit of trap down low to Tolson. Tolson's going to have to back out. 2-point shot made.
Corey Colson.
All right, now Corcoran heading the other way for the Dragons. Deese gets the pass from Corcoran, and Corcoran's going to get it back. Now People for three, and she makes that one in the face of Janiyah Williams. And if Corey People gets hot, this game might get out of hand. Valaire now with the ball over to Tolson. Tolson drives, misses the layup, rebounded by Johnson, gets it to People. People gets around Valaire. Now People, and the contact, but she gets the 2-point. No call, but Corey People, 5 straight points for her team. And it is 46-27, tied with the largest lead of the game so far for the Dragons, or either team. Now Yearwood gets it into Williams. Williams going to drive, step around the defender, misses it, gets her own miss. And now Dragons with the ball. Corcoran going to continue to run point. Lillian Eldridge is going to come into this game for the Dragons. Corcoran gets it over to Deese. And a foul is going to be called on Yearwood. A hard foul on Corey People. While she's being attended to, we're going to step away. All right, we are back. Tolson now picks up her 4th foul of the game on an offensive foul. Quotasia Johnson's going to come out for Lillian Eldridge. Corey People is up. She's able to stay in the game, so it's Dragons ball. Deese looking to inbound it. She bounces it down low to Young. Young gets it out to Deese. Deese for 3. Misses it. Lillian Eldridge tries to pull it down, but Valaire rips it from her hands, and now the Owls heading the other way. 1 minute left in the third quarter. Schwartzman for 3. She hits that one. 46-32, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Dragons are up. Now Deese with the ball gets it over the line. Over to Corcoran, dangerous pass, but she's able to salvage it. Now back to Deese. Deese looking for some help, gets it to Corey People. Corey People over to Corcoran. Now Deese open for 3. Deese just a little strong. Battle for the ball. Corcoran got it back out to Deese. Shot clock is off. 13 seconds left. Last shot. 10, 9, 8. Corcoran over to Eldridge. Eldridge has to pull the trigger. Up. Corcoran has to get it up. And she gets it to go. 48-32. The Owls fell asleep on defense after Eldridge struggles to get the ball. And now Kalani Corcoran makes them feel the pain. 48-32, 10 minutes left in regulation. We'll be back. All right, and we are back for the start of the fourth quarter, final quarter of regulation. The Owls are out on the court. Yearwood, Valaire, Williams, Jones, and Schwartzman. Tolson's taking a break. Again, she has 4 fouls, so that is something that they need to monitor. Williams is lucky not to have 4 as well when they took back that charging call. Dragons will start with the ball. Lillian Eldridge, Corcoran, People, Deese, and Young come back out on the court. And Eldridge will look to inbound the ball to Corcoran. Corcoran, Dragons have had some success with Kalani Corcoran running the point here in the second half, keeping Corey People off the ball. Deese now gets a pick from her teammate, spins back around, and she gets it stolen away by Schwartzman. So Schwartzman heading the other way all by herself, and that is her first non-3 of the night. Deese now with the ball. Gets it over to Corcoran. Corcoran being guarded by Williams. Williams gets it to Young. Young all by herself as she drive, misses the shot, and a jump ball, and it will be Al's ball again.
Owls possession.
So Owls will have the ball. They have the only point so far in this fourth quarter. Now Williams struggles to get the ball. She's got to turn around, pop a jumper, misses it. Rebounded by Jones. Now to Valaire, back to Jones. Jones. Now Williams, top of the key for 3, misses it. Rebounded by Jones again. Now Schwartzman, she gets it smacked away by Deese, but she's able to recover. And then Corcoran steals the pass from Jones. The defense has been excellent tonight by the Dragons. Again, they come into today averaging, giving up 54.4 points per game. They're on track for giving up that amount. And they are going to call a foul on number 5, Schwartzman.
Down the Owls number 10, Kelsey Valaire. Her second, team's first.
Of the good call on Valaire.
For the Dragons, number 1.
India Young is going to come
Madison Carey.
to shoot. Maybe not. Deese is going to come out the game. Young's going to come out the game. And coming in is Tasia Goodman and Madison Carey. Corcoran looking to inbound the ball. Gets it to People. People open for 3. And she gets fouled on the 3 by Yearwood. So the Dragons will have 3 free throws coming, and Yearwood picks up her first foul of the game.
Down the Owls number 22, Ramaya Yearwood. Her first, team second.
Corey People, 14 points on the game. She's 2 of 2 from the free throw line so far today. Again, she's a 79.5% free throw shooter. Tolson's going to come in for Valaire.
Entering the game for the Owls, number 23, Corey Tolson.
All right, Corey People with the first free throw. In and out. All right, People now with her second free throw coming her way. Makes that one. 49-34. Makes the third, 2 of 3, so she is 4 of 5. Now press coming straight up, and Williams throws it away, and Lillian Eldridge does an excellent job of saving it, and Corey Peoples gets it. They could have let it go out of bounds, but what a job by Lillian Eldridge. Williams' sloppy pass. Now Yearwood with the ball. Schwartzman gets it down to Jones. Jones gets it into Yearwood. Yearwood can't handle it. Now she has to throw it over to Williams. 16 seconds. Williams goes fire off a 3. Misses that. Tap down to Schwartzman. Schwartzman for 2. Misses that and rebounded by Goodman. Goodman spins out of trouble. And they're going to calm it down. The Dragons putting some pressure, had the Owls frazzled. Now People struggles with that pass. She gets a pick from her teammate. It goes off of Schwartzman's legs, stolen by the Owls, and Schwartzman heading the other way. Now Tolson. Schwartzman's open. She's going to shoot 3 and makes that one. A 30-second timeout called by Coach May of the Owls. We're going to step away. 7:30 left in the fourth quarter. 52-37. Dragons up. All right, Dragons and Owls taking the court. It'll be Dragons ball. Looks like the Owls might be coming out with some full court press. Eldridge is going to be able to easily get it into Goodman. And now they're going to back off. So it's a light full court press. Goodman bounces over to Corcoran. Corcoran's going to get a pick from her teammate. Bounces it over to People. People's going to drive, kick it out to Goodman. Goodman, extra pass to Corcoran. Bounces it down low to Eldridge. Eldridge gets blocked, and a jump ball is called, and it will go the Dragons' way. First jump ball. That will be Dragons' possession. Corcoran now looking to inbound the ball. Corey People gets it into Carey. Carey's able to get the pass. 2 seconds left. Carey misses the shot off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Williams, heading down to Tolson. Tolson misses that, rebounded, and they're going to say it goes to Tasia Goodman out of bounds. So we'll stay Owls ball. All right, back underway. Jones looking for somebody to get the ball into. She gets it into Williams. Williams is going to get an easy 2-point. Madison Carey just jumped it just a little bit. So 52-39, a 13-point lead. It's the closest it's been in a while. Now Carey over to Eldridge. Goodman. People. People's going to get it out to Goodman. Goodman. Good defense being played by the Owls. Goodman throws up a wild shot. Miss. Madison Carey battles for it. Gets it. Misses the putback. Carey ends up with a jump ball. Is going to be called again. And it will be the Owls ball. Williams taps it back to Yearwood. 6:18 left and counting. Corey People with the steal. Now she's heading the other way and will get. Misses that one, and it goes out of bounds off the Owls, so it will be Dragons ball.
Out of bounds, Howard ball.
Corcoran now with the ball looking for some help. Now Goodman, and they call 5 seconds, so it will be Owls ball.
Prince George's possession.
All right, now Yearwood with the ball off the turnover by the Dragons. It's been a little turnover crazy by both teams tonight. Williams is going to fire off a 3, and it's tapped down to Lillian Eldridge. She gets it smacked away, and Jones is able to save it. No travel called. Now Yearwood with the ball and hits the floater in the lane. 11-point lead by the Dragons. Seeing it weltering away. 5:39 left. Tasia Goodman. The Dragons desperately need a basket or points in some form or fashion. Now Eldridge gets it over to People. People fakes the pass, throws up in the lane, misses it, and Schwartzman ends up with the ball. 5:18 left. Now Tolson. Tolson drives in, gets blocked by Lillian Eldridge. Over to Tasia Goodman. Goodman drives baseline, gets blocked by Schwartzman, goes out of bounds. It will be Dragons ball with 24 seconds left on the shot clock. Sarah Deese is going to come in for Tasia Goodman. Corcoran now looking to inbound the ball. Gets it to Corey People. Corey People gets a pick from her teammate. Drives across the lane, gets it to Deese. Deese kicks it out to Corcoran. Corcoran for three, misses it. And Schwartzman ends up with the rebound, gets it to Tolson. So the Owls have a chance to cut it to a single-digit lead. Tolson gets it knocked off her leg, and then Tolson fouls. That will be Tolson's last foul. She is now fouled out of this game. And she will end today with 4 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. Corcoran looking to inbound the ball. Deese gets the inbound. They're going to bring it across the line. 4:43 and counting left in the fourth quarter. Corcoran bounces it into Corey People. Corey People gets an easy two-point basket. Corcoran's passing ability has been a showcase in tonight's game. Now Schwartzman gets it into Williams. It gets stolen away by Madison Carey. She picks up her dribble. And she gets the ball back to Corcoran, and Corcoran gets it over the line. 21 seconds. Now into Eldridge. Eldridge throws up a shot, misses it. Madison Carey taps it down, and she's able to secure it. Now hands it off to Corcoran. Another possession for the Dragons here. 14 seconds. Corcoran's going to drive, kicks it out. They're going to call a foul on number 10, Laird. That will be her third foul. Tasia Goodman will come in for Eldridge. Eldridge, excellent minutes on defense in this second half. And now Corcoran going to inbound the ball. Tries to get it to Goodman. She's going to have to bounce it in. Gets it stolen away by Schwartzman, now heading the other way for the Owls. Schwartzman over to Valaire. Valaire back out to Schwartzman. Schwartzman for three. Misses it. Rebounded by Goodman. And now there's an Owl down behind, so the Dragons have numbers if they want it. Corcoran open for three. She's going to drive baseline, throws up the floater, and makes it. Smart choice by Kalani Corcoran. 56-41. 3.5 minutes left. Williams over to Schwartzman. Schwartzman fires off a three, misses that one, rebounded by Yearwood. Yearwood puts it back up and gets the nice little roll. 13-point lead by the Dragons, 3:15. Goodman. Deese. Bounces it into People. People gets fouled. Oh no, they call it travel. Coach Barnes tried to call a timeout. Ref did not hear her, so now Yearwood's going to go over to Williams. Williams open for three. She misses that. Rebounded by Corcoran, who gets it to Carey, and now Goodman. Goodman throws it all the way up to Corey People. Corey People left alone. Makes that one, and a full timeout is called by the Dragons. 58-43, 15-point lead, 2:45 left in the fourth quarter. We'll be back. All right, we are back. The Owls are back out on the court. Jones, Valaire, Yearwood, Williams, and Schwartzman. Deese, People, Corcoran, Goodman, and Carey come back out for the Dragons. Dragons, if they can hold on this last 2 minutes and 44 seconds, they will knock off a ranked team here at home. Yearwood over to Schwartzman, over to Williams. Backs out, over to Yearwood. Yearwood's going to drive. Steps around the defender, misses it. Rebounded by Williams. Williams hits the ground. Now People 2-on-1, gets it over to Goodman. Goodman, and it gets blocked out of bounds by Schwartzman. So it was beat Dragons ball, but good defense by Vanessa Schwartzman. The 2-on-1, and she still gets a block. Sarah Deese looking to inbound the ball. Throws it, and it is a 5-second call, so it will go back to the Owls. All right, Yearwood now with the ball, gets it up to Jones. Jones gonna move to her right, kicks it out to Valaire. She can't really handle the pass. She's gonna step up, shoot a 3 from the point, misses it. Rebounded by Yearwood. Yearwood picks up her dribble, gets it out to Valaire. Now Williams. Williams good drive, gets it out to Valaire. Valaire steps in, 2-point jumper, no good, and it's out of bounds. It will be Dragons ball. Under 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Goodman now with the ball. Gets it over the line. Now Corcoran. Down to the baseline to Goodman. Out to People. People's going to get picked from her teammate. Now, stolen away. Nope, Corcoran's able to save it. 10 seconds, down to Carey. Carey's going to go under baseline. Looks like contact, but Corey People cleans it up. I don't know what these refs are seeing right now. It sounded like she got high-fived under the basket. Now Yearwood with the ball, 60-43. Williams, she's going to drive baseline. Gets blocked by Corcoran, and now Carey gets it stolen away by Yearwood. Yearwood now gets it down low to Williams. Williams misses it, rebounded by Corcoran, and a rough go of it for the Owls. One minute left in regulation. Goodman with the ball. The Dragons will knock off a ranked team here tonight. They had back-to-back chances. They lost the last one. Carey, excellent pass by Deese, and that's a hard foul by Williams. Maybe a bit of frustration on that foul. And Janiyah Williams fouls out of this game. Oh, no, that's her fourth foul. Sorry. Williams will come out of the game for Sonia Chofong. Madison Carey will go to line for 2. Again, the Dragons had an opportunity to knock off a ranked team. Last time we were here on the 22nd, they lost in overtime, but they will get this ranked team out of the way tonight, improve to 4-1 at home, 3-0 in the conference, and 8-7 on the season. And they will be back here on Friday night. First free throw is good by Madison Carey. And she makes the second one. And now Yearwood gets the inbound. Now Jones. Jones gets blocked by Corcoran, and Deese ends up with it. Again, they will be playing Allegheny at 5 o'clock here on Friday, so looking forward to that one. Goodman now gets it out to Deese. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Now People drives. She's going to get it and gets a nice layup, and she screams. Pumped up, and now Yearwood, 16 seconds left. It is a 64-43, a 19-point lead. Dragons, that's their biggest lead of the night. Valaire misses that. It's rebounded by Goodman, and that will end your game. The Dragons improve to 8-7, 3-1 at home, 3-0 in the conference, and they give The Owls, their fourth loss of the year, they go down to 12-4, 6-2 in the conference, and they are now 5-2 on the road. Final score 64-43. We will be back with the interview with Coach Barnes. All right, Matt Trudell back here with winning coach, Coach Barnes. Coach Barnes, you beat a ranked team here tonight. Defense and rebounding was the name of the game. What are your thoughts on the game?
I'm just so proud of our team, the way they stepped up tonight. I've really been challenging them in practice. We had a tough practice on Tuesday or Monday, and they responded yesterday in practice, and I thought today in shoot-around they were locked in, they were focused, and it really showed itself tonight in the game. I'm just very, very proud of them.
Corey People, 8 steals, was a defensive presence in both halves. And then Kalani Corcoran, 4 excellent passes for her assists. Both of them had all-around games. What's your comments on that?
I'm just proud of them. They came out and did a box and one. We haven't seen it all year, but we weren't surprised. We just have a really complete team, and we've been preaching that from day one. Just having confidence in their teammates, and I thought that showed its head tonight. We did a great job of making the extra pass, moving the ball. People were ready to shoot. We still have to do a better job of making our layups, but I just think the trust in one another is going to take us far.
Well, congratulations on the big win, and I'll talk to you on Friday.
Thank you so much.
All right, that is the final score here in Columbia. Again, 64-43. Dragons improved to 8-7 on the season, still undefeated in Maryland JUCO. We will be back in about 20 minutes for the start of the second half of this doubleheader. I've been Matt Trudell. Thank you very much for tuning in.